Who's that pretty boy on a little screen? Is it you? Who's that? Alright. You know what's cringe? This guy.
Bad. That is bad.
So Jared Leto's a pretty cringe guy. Let's look him over a little bit. Let's learn about the man behind the legend. The man behind the mask. The Mascara Man.
Bane.
That's pretty... Started out okay.
I'm the Joker, baby!
Jared Leto was born December 26, 1971, which makes him currently 48 years old. Despite his age, he acts like a 14-year-old girl in a Hot Topic. You might know him from such hits as Suicide Squad, and also not Harley Quinn, the Emancipation of the Birds of Prey, and whatever other 10,000 words were in that title. He got a little bit of a reputation for being embarrassing on the set of Suicide Squad, but believe me, it's a lot deeper than that. His Joker, pretty infamous. You know, he's got the damage tattoo to show that he's damaged. He's kind of an embarrassing character all around. I think anyone who's seen Suicide Squad or seen someone talk about Suicide Squad knows
That he's an idea.
I'm an idea.
he almost has more time that was cut out. Like, there's footage in the trailers that was all cut out of the movie of him, and that pretty much equals his actual runtime in the film. He laughs a lot. He lays next to baby clothes. He drives around in a pink Lamborghini. He's basically just like some fucking cholo in a fucking white makeup. He's a member of the Insane Clown Posse. It's a rough watch. I'm not gonna put any Suicide Squad footage here because it'll get blocked by WB, but that's not the important part. We're gonna look at some of the rest of Jared Leto's life.
I'm the Joker, baby!
So moving right into it. So on the set of Suicide Squad, Jared Leto had some antics that were pretty well known. He admitted to sending his co-stars used condoms and rats and dead pigs and things of the manner, because he's an insane method actor person. But unlike everyone else who just like pretends to be their character, he acts like a fucking weird edgelord. I can't even tell if this one's fake. I'm gonna read it. I'm not sure if this one's fake or not, because I know people were making fake ones, but they're so stupid and they sound so much like Jared Leto that just on the off chance it's real. Playing the Joker is the acting challenge of a lifetime. Not only do you have to pull off hideous shades of purple, but you also have to infuse a sense of believability into a character so deliciously unhinged from reality. According to Jai Courtney, who will take on the role of iconic character Captain Boomerang in the upcoming DC adaptation, that's exactly what Jared Leto did. He's lost his marbles, the 29-year-old star of the Divergent film stated in a phone interview earlier today. There's no other way to say it. Jared has gone off his rocker. When pressed about the details, the Australian hunk gave up a frightening explanation. Without going too much into details, let's just say he messed up my phone big time. One day I heard this weird laughing noise coming from my pocket and I was like, what the heck? Turned out he had changed my ringer Turns out he had changed my ringer for his sick, twisted version of the Joker laugh. I usually keep my phone on vibrate too, the former model went on. So it was extra weird. Thank God we weren't rolling or it would have screwed up the take like you wouldn't believe. David Ayer would have given me a serious talking to, you know? But the pranks didn't end there. When I finally looked at the phone, the maniac had also changed my wallpaper. All it said was one word, disconnect in big bloody letters. I almost dropped it. I was like, I need to take 5, and I actually had to go to my trailer to cool off. It was intense. Like I said before, there's 3 possibilities. Either this actually happened, which is cringe. Jared Leto was convincing this guy to pretend that something crazy happened to make himself get more attention. Or this is fake but so believable that I can't tell. I don't know which of those is the most embarrassing scenario. But that's not all he got up to. Even director David Ayer wasn't safe from Leto's twisted vision. One time I yelled cut, and Jared turned to me and said, what if someone just stood in the middle of Wall Street and yelled cut? Maybe the monkers in suits would forget their trained routine of going to work. My jaw hit the floor and it never really came back up. That's when I thought, is he getting in character to play Joker? Or is Joker something that's been in him all along? Sometimes I would go to look on one of the cameras. I noticed Jared had put something in the lens. It was stuff like, what if cameras were guns? Would you buy a mass murderer? And lights, camera, insanity. I had to ask him to stop because I was getting too scared to direct. According to this article, this one is a parody. But again, it feels like it could be real. It feels like something Jared would do. On set, Leto was often spotted on his laptop computer. It was messed up, said his co-star Margot Robbie, because he set his Mozilla Firefox homepage to tshirthell.com, but he also used Chrome from time to time, and his homepage there was stickdeath.com. It got to the point where I would see him on his laptop and just turn around because I couldn't deal with the insanely dark and bad shit on the screen. Leto, to his credit, told us that he also used Internet Explorer. His homepage on that browser? The official Family Guy website. I like to think that Family Guy would be the Joker's favorite show, said Leto. It's so random, but also twisted as hell. Much. It's so random, but also twisted as hell, much like the Joker, who I view almost as a primordial being. He's been around since the dawn of time, like time itself full of chaos and darkness. Every crazy thing that the Suicide Squad cast has said about Jared Leto's Joker. It's hard to believe that the promising first trailer for Suicide Squad dropped only 1 year ago. Promising? There was nothing promising about the movie from the start. Here's an article about every crazy thing that Jared Leto did on set. At first it was cute to watch Leto's co-stars describe his method acting. He sent the cast a dead pig at the first table read. He refused to be called by his real name on set, instead cast and crew had to address him as Mr. J. He also terrorized his castmates with anal beads, live rats, and used condoms. In fact, method actor Jared Leto spent more time playing the Joker on set than he did in the damn movie. So let's take a look at all the times the Suicide Squad cast has been forced to relive the horror that is working with method actor Jared Leto. Back in October, Will Smith dropped by Beats One radio show to discuss his new album, but the topic turned to Suicide Squad. He revealed that he had never actually met Jared Leto because method actor Jared Leto was that committed to being the Joker. We worked together for 6 months and we never exchanged a word outside of action and cut. We never said hello, we never said good day. I've only spoken to him as Deadshot and him as the Joker. I literally have not met him yet, not a single word exchanged off camera. He was all in on the Joker. Among the many gifts Jared Leto bestowed upon his castmates was a live rat. Leto gifted the rat to Robbie, Margot Robbie, who plays the Joker's deranged love Harley Quinn in the film, and she seemed pretty chill about it. At first I thought this was disgusting, but then after that I was like, I'm not going to kill him, so I ended up keeping him as a pet. I ended up getting him a sweet little playpen, a slide, a hammock, and a leash because I wanted to take him to set and walk him around. But then our landlord at the place I was staying at found out, and she allegedly gave it to Guillermo del Toro after that. In an interview with E! News, Leto revealed that he had sent everyone in the cast used condoms and anal beads as a means to further identify with the Joker. I did a lot of things to create a dynamic, to create an element of surprise, of spontaneity, and to really break down any kinds of walls that there may be. The Joker is somebody who doesn't really respect things like personal space or boundaries. Jared Leto gave everyone a box full of nudie mags, a dildo, a switchblade, and a used condom as a wrap present.
Why is Jared Leto's interpretation of the Joker
Some guy who runs around giving people condoms?
yeah, some kind of sex pervert? I've read a lot of Joker stories, and in none of
Well, it's
them...
because Jared Leto's a sex pervert pedophile, allegedly.
Right, that's probably true.
No, I have the article pulled up. We're going to read that too.
I believe that Jared Leto's probably a sex pervert, but I'm just saying, like, at no point is the Joker, you know, he's not smacking Batman with dildos and shit. It's a little off character.
Ayer is Jared Leto's #1 fan. This honestly does not surprise me. Of Leto's performance, he told Yahoo, he constantly has to give birth to himself. He goes away, he comes back, he shoots, he goes away. The Joker is something you have to be, and you can see how exhausting and painful it is for him to be in this character, but you can feel it when he comes to work, the crew feels it, everyone feels it. It's like the birds stop flying, he's fucking terrifying.
I'm the Joker, baby!
Anyway, now that we got Suicide Squad out of the way, let's discuss a little film called The Joker. What? Joker. There's a certain man who got very butthurt about Joker, and I'm not just talking about people who thought it would cause a massive epidemic of theater shootings. According to sources familiar with Leto's behavior, when the Oscar-winning actor learned of Phillips' project, which is Joker, he not only complained bitterly to his agents at CAA, who also represent Phillips, but asked his music manager, Irving Azoff, to call the leader of Warner's parent company. It's unclear whether it was Time Warner's Jeff Bukes or AT&T's Randall Stevenson, depending on the timing. The idea was to get Warner's to kill the Phillips film. He tried to have Joker shut down because he was so ass-hurt about it. A source in Leto's camp denies that the actor made this request. Azoff and Leto have since parted ways. THR previously reported that the 47-year-old star, 48 now, who played the grinning crime lord in 2016 Suicide Squad, thought Warner's had strung him along with promises of his own Joker standalone film, only to greenlight the Phillips version with Joaquin Phoenix instead. Ironically, Warner's thought the Phillips project would be a small movie, and nervous about its dark tone, greenlit the pick reluctantly with a small budget.
Dude, I wish they made the fucking Jared Leto Joker movie. What a fucking movie that would have been, bro.
Yeah, it would have been something. I don't know what it would have been, but it would have been something. Sources say the actor felt his agent should have told him about the Phillips project earlier and fought harder for his version of Joker. Sources say Leto told his agents they should stop the rival project, arguing that he wasn't being treated properly as an Oscar winner. But a person with first-hand knowledge of the situation contends that by then Leto had burned through 4 different teams of agents at CAA and there was little love for the actor there. Leto left CAA for rival WME over the summer. At this point, sources say Leto's days as the Joker are likely over. Yeah, no shit.
Dude, I'm so excited for the Morbius method acting shit we're gonna get out.
Oh, I can't wait. It'll be like Jared Leto walked around drinking pig's blood on the set of Morbius.
Michael Morbius is a character that's as old as time.
Just like Jared Leto.
Mm-hmm. Jared Leto's old as fuck.
I'm the Joker, baby!
Okay. So now we're moving into some stranger territory. We're going to talk about this thing here. I'll blow up the picture. Jared Leto carried his decapitated head around at the Met Gala a few years back. Let's see, this was 2019. There's nothing to say about it. There's images of it. It's embarrassing. He just had a decapitated head of himself that he carried around while he was wearing a dress. He's a strange narcissist who just walks around with his own head so that he can just look at himself. He probably kissed it. It's an incredibly realistic model of his head and everything. I bet he, if not kissed it, he, at minimum, he kissed it. But I wouldn't be surprised if he gave himself head with his fake head.
I'm the Joker, baby!
He has a cult. Jared Leto does. In the middle of August, 30 Seconds to Mars, the rock band Jared Leto has fronted since 1998, returned from an island retreat they'd held in Croatia for hundreds of fans, and proudly posted pictures that had a distinctly People's Temple vibe. Everyone's sitting around looking at Jared Leto, just sitting in a little folding chair. I mean, some of these people, everyone seemed to get the white memo, but this dude's just wearing a Marvel shirt. The real suspicious part is that it says, the caption on the image is, "Yes, this is a cult. # Mars Island." It's a bad look. They've apparently been holding these summer camps since 2015. Oh, there's a video about what is Echelon. So apparently 30 Second to Mars fans call themselves the Echelon and act like they're in a weird mega church. And Jared Leto also has his fans refer to him as the Maniac Messiah. Like many cults, the Echelon espouses an us versus them mentality via the hashtag you wouldn't understand, a refrain Leto repeats often. The idea is push supporters to ever more fervent degrees of devotion at any time the band receives any degree of criticism. Scientology followers have been employing a similar methodology for decades. Why do people like 30 Second to Mars? Connor, can you name a 30 Second to Mars song?
I cannot.
I don't know any songs from his shitty band.
So it's some sort of like Fall Out Boy type fucking band?
Yeah, basically. Leto is acutely aware of this degree of fan dedication. The band once held a competition in which the prize was a night sleeping in his bed. In 2013, he said, if people really like 30 Seconds to Mars, they really, really, really like it. We have this cult, this family, these believers. It's this knowledge that has given the band a sense of entitlement so ingrained that they have specifically been known to request their fans get tattoos in their honor.
Nice.
That's literal cult shit, dude. That's fucked up. Just as cult members often demonstrate their devotion by throwing money away at their chosen group, the most obvious way Leto fans show their commitment is by giving 30 Seconds to Mars way too much of their cash. The band's upcoming Camp Mars, taking place between September 7th and 9th in Malibu, charges $999
PlayStation 3 will retail for $599 US
for 2 days of outdoor camping, and you have to bring your own tent and supplies. Jesus Christ. The getaway includes daytime outdoor activities like rock climbing and archery, plus 2 30 Second to Mars concerts, which the band calls Church of Mars. There are several increasingly expensive dorm options, but the only way to sleep in a space that isn't shared with strangers is by throwing down $6,499
US dollars
for a VIP experience. Day passes do not offer much better value, which cost $349 for a show, some snacks, and the cheerful caveat, this pass does not include a photo with the band. 30 Seconds to Mars charges $900 for meet and greets, in which they are sometimes removed to the point of literally wearing surgical gloves. To put that in perspective, One Direction used to charge $658, Rihanna was only charging $116, and Taylor Swift has a policy of not charging fans to meet her at all. But one of the great ironies of all this is that Jared Leto declared the band anti-greed in 2013. Jesus Christ. He's a loony narcissist, but what the fuck? In addition to the obvious financial benefits, wrapped up in all this cult business is Jared Leto's untethered self-absorption. We're gonna see a lot more of that on his social media. In 2013, Leto went to the trouble of buying the rights to goofy modeling photos from his My So-Called Life days, and then getting them scrubbed from the internet by threatening legal action. Music journalist said, after Leto sent cease and desist letters to some of his fans, I decided to repost the photos. I duly received very threatening legal notices of my own, so ceased and desisted. While it was amusing, Leto's a very wealthy and powerful man with very wealthy and powerful people in his team. He's the 1% and I couldn't compete with that.
I'm the Joker, baby!
Let's talk about his pedophile claims for a minute. I won't go too far, but apparently in 2018, Dylan Sprouse from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Is he the one that's on Riverdale, or is that the other one?
No, wait. I think that's the other one.
Dylan Sprouse tweeted out, Yo, Jared Leto, now that you've slid into the DMs of every female model aged 18 to 25, what would you say your success rate is? James Gunn responded to with, he starts at 18 on the internet, ?
But in fairness, these aren't pedophile claims. These are...
No, there are some here.
They're next to jailbait. Oh, never mind.
In 2005, an anonymous source told the New York Post that Leto allegedly had an affinity for younger women and would often text underage girls. He's a serial texter. He's constantly texting these 16 and 17-year-old girls. It's really creepy, the source said. In a since-deleted message board about rape allegations against Leto specifically, which was recovered by a different message board, an anonymous source alleged Leto molested her, and her claimed the woman notes that she was only 17, which would make her underage and therefore legally unable to consent to any sexual acts. Commenter begins her post with claims that Leto had sex with her when she might have been under the age of consent. I think he got pleasure out of hurting me in retrospect, but I was too young and didn't know that then. I was 17 on one of his movie sets when he was turning 34. 17 is the age of consent in New York, but Leto told her to verbally tell him that she was 15. I have a cousin who goes to an expensive private high school in LA. One of her friends is the daughter of a certain famous model. She's been having sex with Jared Leto since she was 13. This is all kind of just allegations.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Alright, we're gonna move into the big cringe now. This is the Papa Cringe territory. A lot of celebrities have been doing cringe stuff since this whole coronavirus stuff started. I'm sure everyone by now has seen the notorious Imagine video. With all the celebrities singing Imagine from their mansions about how sad they are, and it's embarrassing. All the celebrities, they're starved for attention. It's been a week. They haven't had their attention. They need to get themselves out there. And our boy Jared felt like he was not getting enough attention. He said, no, nobody's paying attention to me because I don't have coronavirus like Tom Hanks, and no one invited me to be in the cringy sing-along. So Jared Leto, I'm not going to say he made up this story, but Jared Leto claimed, 12 days ago I began a silent meditation in the desert. We were totally isolated, no phone, no communication. We had no idea what was happening outside the facility. And then he walked out and learned that the coronavirus had started. This is his claim. Now, I'm not saying it's made up, but what I'm saying is Jared Leto made it up to get an attention so that people would write news articles about him. Because he's an attention-starved narcissist, and it's been 3 whole days since anyone paid attention to them because they were too busy crying over Tom Hanks and his wife having the sniffles. Walked out yesterday into a very different world, one that's been changed forever, mind-blowing to say the least. I'm getting messages from my friends and family all around the globe and catching up on what's going on. Hope you and yours are okay. Sending positive energy to all. Stay inside, stay safe. Remember when Jared Leto's gonna start crying about Morbius getting delayed? And then there's Jared Leto's life on the social media. Jared Leto posts on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok a hell of a lot. And he's very obsessed with himself. Okay, well, that was the worst headline I've ever seen. This is called Watch Jared Leto Almost Set Himself on Fire Making Popcorn, but it's not even close to him. It's just, holy fuck, this article's sucking him off. He puts the pot onto the open flame without a lid. Oh shit, he exclaims. As he puts the pot on the lid, it's too late. The flame from the stove flares up dramatically, nearly singeing his gorgeous locks. That video wasn't even exciting. I thought it was going to be a real fire, but no. I'm sure by the time I edit this tomorrow, there will be 1,000 new tweets from Jared Leto, but they are quite telling of the man, the myth, the legend. Jared Leto makes memes of himself.
Yeah, I love that, man.
He had a live video the other day, apparently, where he kept saying bye 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 to people like a autistic, and then he made a homemade meme.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye 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 bye.
Jared Leto made this. He didn't retweet something that someone else made. I'm sure Jared Leto himself didn't make it, but his team made it. His fucking entourage or something.
Bye. Love you too. Bye bye bye. Bye 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 bye.
Oh god. Jared Leto runs his own cinema club now that the quarantine's going on, where he live tweets stuff. I don't know, man. He had whatever this was on Instagram Live, apparently. What the fuck is this? Yeah, he makes a lot of memes of himself. He has this one here. It's called 1 to 9, which quarantine Jared are you today? The classic narcissist just making a bunch of memes of his own face. Lots of selfies of this 50-year-old man walking around in a mask. He was apparently hired by Netflix to do a live tweet of Tiger King for his cringy cinema club. He dressed up in a costume. Here's a cute picture of Jared after his cinema club putting his tongue in the popcorn. Being a real cute 15-year-old Hot Topic girl. You kind of just scroll down and find the ones that have selfies of Jared. And just know you're in for a fucking something. Lots of pictures of him wearing his Gucci suits. What are you doing? What is all that shit down on the ground? Wires like that. Him in a cowboy hat without a shirt, wearing ladies' pants. And either high heels or cowboy boots. I wouldn't put either past him. So he's the man on Instagram, as they say. Posts these selfies everywhere, and it's not like they're automatically cross-posted, but he just goes through, posts his selfies 5 times on every fucking platform. That must be a fucking pain in the ass. I'm sorry, Jared's fucking social media slave. There's nothing even interesting on his Instagram, it's just selfies. Fuck you, Jared Leto, you weird fucking narcissist. Man, if this is what eating stem cells from aborted fetuses does to you, I should start doing that. So I can still look exactly the same as I did in the 90s. What's this little picture of a black kid? It doesn't have a caption or anything. It's just like some weird stock photo of a black kid in a Spider-Man shirt. I don't know what that means. Is that one of the kids he ripped open for their stem cells? My brother put the picture of Jared Leto on the wall, and now my grandma is worshipping him. And Jared Leto posted that, so let's watch his TikToks real quick. He's only got a couple of them, so we can watch all of them. And they called me crazy. I'm gonna hold on a second. Turn that down. How many followers does he have? 220,000. Probably gonna have to mute this. Everyone used to make fun of Jared Leto for wearing gloves at his meet and greets, rubber gloves and masks. And he's saying that everyone called him crazy and they were wrong because he predicted the coronavirus while he was meditating.
What is going on inside their head?
Here's a montage of himself that he made. Or someone made. I doubt he made it himself again, but his social media manager made this montage of himself on TikTok. What is this? This is the Morbius trailer. We're not watching that. This is just him on a cliff, I guess. Who cares? I don't know what to make of that. Him singing. Okay. Oh, there he is. He's showing off his abs. There's no sound or anything. It's just him showing off his abs. That's him at a concert. Here he is, holding up his fake head that he had from the Met Gala. And one of the articles I read said that the head allegedly got stolen, but here it is, so Jared Leto's making up stories. Either one, he made up the story about the head getting stolen to get attention, which I would believe, just like his coronavirus story, or he had more than one head made. Both of those are very likely.
Maybe he made the second one.
He probably has like 15 of them just lying around all over his house. And this one is a silent video of Jared Leto sticking out his tongue. It was his first TikTok and it only has 5,000 likes. So what did we learn today? I don't know. Jared Leto's a cringy narcissist who posts like a 15-year-old Hot Topic girl on his social media. He did a lot of cringy stuff on the set of Suicide Squad. might be a rapist, definitely a narcissist, kind of a cult leader. And he's embarrassing. So in summation, I'm probably going to get a cease and desist from Jared Leto and lose my house. I'll be homeless, so donate to my Patreon. Bye.
Well, Patreon.
I'll start a GoFundMe for my legal fees against Jared Leto. When he starts harassing me and has his cult members knock down my door and rapes me. Creates a time machine to make me 16 so he can fuck me while calling me a 14-year-old. Allegedly.
I'm the Joker, baby.
How y'all doing today? You doing good shit. Balls, fuck, piss, shit.